Okay, I haven't done a Commodore 64 video in a while, so I figured maybe I'd just shoot one out there for the heck of it, for good old time's sake. I just got this in today, just got it, just unpacked it, bought it on eBay as usual, untested. So if you're seeing this video, that means there was a repair. Otherwise, I'm not making a video out of this thing. So let's see what we got, and let's turn this puppy on, okay? Untested. And I'm getting a black screen. Okay. So obviously there's a signal. I can see the lines. All right. So good. We have video content. Let me put in a dead test cartridge here. Okay. So, all right. We got something here. So that's a good thing. But let's let it do its thing here and see if it goes all the way through. And let's also see if we got sound out of this thing. Okay. We're getting some sound. So that bodes well for the SID. All right, let's try the diag. And there's a reason for this. So we know the dead test cartridge works. Now remember, the dead test cartridge only tests an X amount of RAM. Doesn't go and test all the RAM completely. It also doesn't play with the kernel. The diag cartridge isn't working. So that's a good clue. So where do we go to next without even opening this thing up? Our good old Kickman, right? So the Kickman will bypass the kernel. Look at that. Okay. So Kickman cartridge is working. So leads me right straight to what? The kernel, right? So let's open this thing up, replace the kernel, and see if that solves this issue. All right. Also, there's a key missing, so we'll have to fix that keyboard. And the other thing that I noticed that's really nice is that the shield is still in place. Put that aside here. Ooh, looky, looky. Ceramic RAM. This is an early board. 25407. It's real rare that I see this. The 25407s with ceramic RAM. That's interesting. So, unfortunately, the kernel's soldered, so we're going to have to take out the shield, unsolder, and we're going to have to take the motherboard out. So, that kind of sucks. It's interesting that I'm going to have to unsolder the kernel, but the character ROM is socketed. So, you know, this board doesn't look like it's been tampered with. The solder along the shield areas look fine. So, all right. So let me get this thing out of here, and let me socket that the kernel ROM here, and we'll put a new kernel ROM and see if that solves the issue as far as our black screen goes, which will be nice because, man, I love the ceramic RAM chips. All right, stay tuned. Let me do that and we'll come back. Okay, so I know I've shown this in one previous video, but I just wanted to accent this one more time here. I'm not going to replace the shield underneath. I'm not going to put it back once I take it out. But if you did want to, you know, some people grind the shield, these little tabs, these little tabs off. You don't have to. Watch how easy it is to take these things off. You don't have to go through them. It probably takes even more time to grind these things off than just to unsolder them off. So I'm just putting a little bit of flux, on here, and then we'll just go around the board doing what I'm going to show you now. It's really easy. Okay, I just get my soldering iron to temperature, and then all I do is use a wire cutter to just bend the tab up. I mean, you don't have to go through. See how easy that is? You don't have to go sit there grinding these things off like some folks I've seen do. It's just not worth it, not conducive. So you can see, look, I've already gotten 3 of these things off. I don't want to hit the camera, so there we go. Okay, that's simple. So I'm going to go do the rest, and then I won't bore you with unsoldering. I use a Hacko unsoldering gun. So I'll just go ahead and put the socket in here, and then we'll just come back to that. All right, so stay tuned. I went ahead and unsoldered all these. Didn't want to bore you with the unsoldering nor with the noise. But just remember, after every chip or every couple of chips, make sure you clean your soldering gun or your desoldering gun, and take care of it, because if you do that, it'll take care of you. All right. So I got all the solder off of these things. Let's go ahead and pull that chip. Okay, so what I do when I pull a chip is I heat up the chip with a heat gun, and make sure that all the solder remnants on the top and any that are still left on the pads are melted, and that makes the chip really easy to remove. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, usually I use a desoldering station heat gun because it's more concentrated with the air. So I don't have that where I'm working today. So I'm going to just use a regular high temperature heat gun to get this thing heated up appropriately. And like I said, it'll be easier to take off. Okay, that was real time. You saw how quickly and how easy that was to just pop right out, and you don't risk damaging the pads. Okay. Okay, so let's get some 99% isopropyl alcohol in here. Clean up the flux. All right, got a nice clean board now. Okay, so let's go test this kernel. All right, so I got the new kernel chip in, and I already put this back in the case, but I haven't turned this on yet. I'm that confident. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on and see what we've got here. And there we go. Again, not all of them are this easy, but you know, at least you got a chance to see a very simple way of testing a black screen where the kernel might be the problem. So what I also did while I was at it is on the keyboard is, I don't know if you recall, we were missing a key. So off screen, basically all the little screws that you see here just need to be taken out. That'll allow this board to come out, and then you can take out the broken plunger and replace it with a new plunger and spring and a new key. So we got the keyboard all set up and going. We could probably test the keyboard, might as well while we're at it. There we go. All right, so we got everything working again. I won't bore you with the diag cartridge. I'll test it off screen, but I'm pretty sure we're good there. So let's summarize this thing, what we did here. Basically, we had a black screen. We put in a dead test. The dead test worked, even though it was a black screen. Diag did not work. There's your first clue that it's probably a ROM issue. Took that out. So if you didn't have a diag cartridge, you know, we put a Kickman cartridge in, and that's a good telltale sign because the Kickman cartridge worked, which means, you know, the kernel is suspect because it bypasses the kernel ROM. So if you have a dead screen and you don't have a dead test cartridge, whatever, but you happen to have a Kickman or a Jupiter cartridge around, I think it's the same thing, Jupiter Lander. If you put one of those things in and the screen comes up, then at least you got a good clue that it's the kernel. All right. So not all are this easy. PLA, VIC, and RAM are usually the main ones. Kernel happens as well, but you know, there you have it. All right. So hope you got something out of this real quick repair. And hey, like I always say, live today like it's your last. Life is short, man. And you know, enjoy it. All right. Peace out.